Alright, what's up guys? JaretCampisi here. This is my boy Dado, the mechanic and good friend, and this is his beautiful garage. Welcome back to the Custom Panigale series. If you don't know what that is, basically it's a series where we take this beautiful 959 Ducati Panigale, customize it with your support, and then give it away to one of the people who support the series. In today's episode, we are going to be installing a Duca bike clear clutch cover, along with a couple other things that we're going to keep secret for now. And this is one of my favorite modifications you can do to a Ducati, so I'm super excited for this one. So stick around and stay tuned, it's going to be a good one. So the first thing I wanted to do was show you guys what a clear clutch cover is. I think it's one of the few bikes that you can actually do this mod on, but in my opinion it's one of the coolest mods you can do. So this is it. So it's just a black thing right here that's going to replace the OEM clutch cover, and then this is going to be see-through, okay? And so this was pretty much a unanimous decision across the board from the patrons. They said put on a clear clutch cover, and one of the things you have to do if you put on the clear clutch covers, you have to replace the spring retainer. And so that's what this is. Since the bike has red wheels, I thought it'd be cool to do a little red spring retainer. And this is actually the surprise for the patrons as well. And what I did is I got the pressure plate, but this is a special pressure plate, and so it's black with silver, and when it's spinning, oh my god, it's gonna look so good. So
I helped him pick it out.
Yeah, he did. And so yeah, I'm really excited to see this. Did you want to mention about why it's sitting on the clutch stand? Or the
yes, so the bike looks like that it's in this wheel chock. It's actually leaning to the left. We have it on the side stand over there. We just wanted to make sure that it was kind of braced and, you know, it's down on its wheels. The reason is because we want most of the oil to be drained out of this cover, so when we take everything apart, the oil doesn't drip out, and if it does, we'll end up filling up. Jaret was smart enough to pick up some extra oil, so. Always using our MagPro mats for bolts and other things like that. Actually, MagPro hit us up and said they wanted to be an official sponsor of the series. So if you guys want to buy any MagPro products, you can now use the code Panigale at checkout, and you get $10 off anything you order, which is pretty awesome because if you order a MagPro mat for like 20 bucks, you get literally half off. This is actually one of the fairings that's missing those rubber grommets, but when I was at Ducati the other day, Calps Ducati, shout out to one of our sponsors, I actually, yeah, he's rocking the 60th anniversary shirt. How cool is that? They've been around for so long. I actually sat there with the owner, and we searched for like 40 minutes to find the exact two rubber grommets that fit in there. So we're gonna get these off so we have easier access, if you know what I mean. Alright, Teens is raising the bike. We're gonna see if she drops it or not. Can we hurry up?
First he says to go slow, and then he's like, go fast, then go slow.
Jaret's telling me what to do.
That's a first.
I learned from the best. The best.
Well, I can't do it. There's something like, there's hooks or something, I don't know.
That's what I said.
I know.
He's making fun of you.
I hate you.
I don't have nails or anything. And this top piece probably has to come off. Teens, quit filming.
Okay. No, it doesn't.
And you pull on this and break it and then all that.
Really? Boom! I hope you got that on film.
There you go.
There she is again.
He's back it up.
Look at that back thickness. Holy hell.
Yeah.
Babe. Crushing it.
It's all those pull-ups you make me and I do.
We do a lot of pull-ups.
Arm day, back day, leg day.
We've been here for 3 hours pumping this thing and putting it down and pumping it up and putting it down.
How much higher do you need?
Just keep going.
Who knows that movie?
Pinocchio.
Cut that out.
It wasn't Pinocchio. Do you know the movie?
Wait, it is Pinocchio.
I'm not a toy.
Oh, Gingerbread Man? Shrek?
Shrek. The
Gingerbread.
Not like gumdrops.
But I'm not a real boy is what Pinocchio says.
Okay, so
okay, see? Yeah.
Yes, you would be correct. See how I'm putting that bolt right there on the Mag Pro mat? So that it goes right there, closest. That's how we roll around here, guys.
I'm a real boy. Oh, that goes.
Boom.
Oh, look how dirty that is.
Access to the exhaust.
This is the one that they will be replacing. Look at that.
Why are we replacing it?
Because it's cracked.
Alright, hold it there for a second.
It's not pretty.
I actually got a quote on just this part alone.
This part.
$450.
So you heard it, guys. If you want to buy teens, it's $450. Just this part. The cover bolts were off, and the entire cover falls off. So we kind of skipped the whole removal process. But that's what it is. It's an O-ring that sits on this cover here that seals against this surface. So make sure, even though this is brand new and this cover's probably never been off, look at this. See all that dirt? I'll make sure everything's spotless. When we put the new cover on, we gotta make sure that all the surfaces are clean. Check it out, that's inside there.
Yeah, it's pretty.
I have no clue what that does. Is that for the headlight, Jarrett?
The assembly, yes.
Just kidding, guys. A little bit of humor. I made Jarrett and Christina feel the clutch cover, and it's extremely hot. Then I made them feel the exhaust, and it's cold. So I'm just gonna point this laser temperature gauge, and I'm gonna show you guys. Okay. So right there where the clutch is 138.4 degrees. The exhaust, which is right below it, you would think exhaust is hotter, 86 degrees. Isn't that ridiculous? And Jarrett goes, why? Well, aluminum case, stainless steel, right? When this engine gets really hot, the exhaust is really hot. When he shuts the, and it heats up the oil and the aluminum material gets really hot. When he shuts the bike off, there's no more heat coming out through the exhaust, but the oil is still hot inside the engine. So that's why, and these things are literally, the way that DUCATI designed this is magnificent. The amount of heat that it puts out right here, especially because this exhaust is right underneath here, is redonkulous.
Yeah. But we're gonna do a whole episode on addressing the heat issue, so
yes,
stay tuned for that. That'll be awesome.
Wait, but when you put on the new...
When we put on the new cover, it's lighter.
Yep.
Okay, we'll be able to see the clutch assembly moving inside, and it should keep it cooler too. Yep. I think they knew that Teens was here and Jarrett was involved in this build, and I'll tell you why. Step 1. Place motorcycle on side stand to avoid the exit of engine oil. Slightly open the fairings. It's on a side stand. We more than slightly open the fairings. They're off. Step 2. Remove the screw of the OEM cover and remove it. Remove the screws and the OEM cover jumped and removed itself. Here's the best part. Step number 3, and I'll have you zoom in because I'm not lying. Pay attention to the or don't bite it.
What?
What?
Pay attention to the or don't bite it.
What does that mean?
I don't understand what that means.
I don't even know. Don't bite it.
Don't bite it. Okay.
I'm reading this instruction for this installation kit, and it says, Duca bike advice to perform by specialized mechanic made in Italy. I wasn't made in Italy, but I guess I'm a specialized mechanic. It also has a utensil / tool that we need for this, and it shows it nowhere in this diagram. But pay attention to the OR and don't bite it.
What is going on? Who comes up with this stuff?
Jarrett is taking off some parts here.
Spring retainer?
What is it?
Yes, sir. Spring retainer. Dado told me to keep this thing straight, which is hard to do after you drink 4 black and tans. Kidding, kidding, kidding. Wow, that's still hot. Effin' A cotton. Effin' A. Yeah, wow, look, the springs are starting. Okay, I'm gonna hand this over to Dado. Look how excited he is, does he? Look at him. He just pushes.
Make sure you're doing the work.
He pushes his way right on in there. There's a nice ball shot.
Are you doing the work?
Dozy!
Go get him. Go get him. Go get him.
Dozy! Whoa, those are long bolts.
Thank you.
Long D bolts.
Okay.
Whoa, there's a spring retainer.
Okay, we're gonna take that.
Aptly named, since there's springs behind it.
Aptly named. The springs will come out, and I will actually put them back exactly where they go. I will place them based on where they came out of, right?
Good idea.
So check this out. I'm gonna put these here.
Look at that.
I'm pretty particular about my stuff, so that spring came from the top.
Yep.
This spring will go right there, and that one will go right there.
Look at that.
The only way that we can pull this out is if Jared buys me a pizza.
Hey, I told her today, let's go get pizza.
Let's do it.
That's all we
Ready?
do is wrench on bikes
Ready?
and eat pizza.
Make sure this is focused.
I got it. Go ahead. Never know what's gonna happen. It was that easy? That's it?
I'm gonna put that right there. Here's a couple of things I want to note.
Yeah.
If you take a look here, these are all clutch plates. Do not pull them out.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're stacked on top of each other. There's a bunch of them in there. Do not pull them out.
Yeah.
There's a rod here that has to be lined up with the center. And there's a bolt that holds the rest of the assembly, and we will not be taking that apart, but
Nope.
we're gonna basically reassemble all the other parts back on, the new parts that we have, and I can't wait to see what it looks like.
Yeah, me too.
Here's the old unit on the right hand side. Well, I guess it will be your left hand side here. Here's the new one on the right hand side. You might notice a couple of differences. This one here has a bearing pressed in with this shaft sticking out the back. So what that means is we're gonna have to press the old one out and press it into the new assembly. And also there's these little metal retainers that are down in here in the housing, and we're gonna have to take them out and put in a new one as well before we reassemble everything. So I guess we're gonna have a little bit of fun in the shop finally.
Do something manly.
Do something manly. I'm taking these metal retainers out one by one. Got one left. Basically, we're just gonna squeeze them a little bit. You don't want to squeeze them too much because they're really thin and they bend very easy. So you just use this and push it down in there, and that's it. They pop out. We'll basically swap those over here, and then this center assembly has to get pressed out. And luckily, I have a press for that.
Thank God. There's an app for that.
There's an app for that.
Look at Dozer. Doing his job, keeping watch. Dozy? Is everything okay out there, bud? He's the best.
So what I'm doing here is we got this entire unit that the bearing and this shaft have to get pressed out this way. We're going to put it right down here like that. I'm using this stainless steel pin. I'm going to set that right on top of there, and we're going to use some manpower to press it out. I just got to center everything, then we're ready to go. Done! There's the old unit pressed out. Here's the piece we need, the shaft and a bearing. So we'll press this into the new unit and we can rock and roll.
Sweet.
One thing I'm going to do is just wipe down the outside of this bearing, and then we're going to add some WD-40 and we're going to try pressing it in gently. You always want to make sure that you press down completely straight. You don't want it to go at an angle. It could crush the bearing. And nice thing about using this little 1-ton press is, A, you don't need a lot of pressure to press this little piece in, and 2, you can control the pressure with your hand. And we're going to try to press this in very nicely and slow. Ready?
Yep.
And guess what? It's pressed in and it's absolutely perfect.
Wow.
And ready to assemble.
Nice job, man.
Yep.
Okay.
So we got a dilemma. Halfway through this install process, Jared said, well, I think I like this factory one better. just kidding.
You're an ass.
So we didn't want this to show through the clear clutch cover. So when Jared was ordering parts, he's like, you know, I'll spend the extra money.
Yep.
You know, I want to get this and kind of surprise the patrons.
Yep.
And whoever's going to be getting this bike should be really happy. So out with the old and with the new.
Hell yeah.
We pressed the new bearing and shaft in. I put all these little metal retainers back in there nicely, and we lubricated this a bit. Now we're going to fit this right on the bike. You want to make sure that it's seated nice and tight. And it goes in there perfectly, just like that. Okay. Now, instead of putting this piece back on there, Jared's gonna unpackage the way different. This one feels heavier, and this one feels way lighter, and it looks hell of a lot better too.
Yeah, and it matches those red rims.
Yep. So this pin has to go directly in here, and there's gears that have to be lined up perfectly. This is our trouble child right here. Once we get that lined up, everything will fall in place. And right now it's giving us a little bit of a problem, primarily because it's just dropping down when I'm trying to line it up. So I'm gonna fit this on there, and I'm gonna use this little screwdriver scratch awl. And I'm just gonna push this and rotate it until it falls in place. Once it does, we'll be golden.
Yeah, because right now when I try to pull the clutch, basically it's as hard as a rock. It doesn't go anywhere, which means it's not working.
Holding this a little too far out, but we'll get it.
Yeah. I think we'll be able to get it after we have some pizza.
Look who wants pizza! Look who wants pizza! You guys, you can't forget about the manager.
Okay, get the video, okay? Sit. Stay. Hey. Stay. That was crappy. You want to do it
We were
again?
filming for YouTube, Dozer. Look at him.
Oh my gosh.
The one issue that people run into when they're reassembling everything is lining everything up. And it's not so much that, you know, getting the gears to line up, but there is different clutch plates in there. And they not only rotate, but they move up and down, left and right. And you have to match those up. Now, when we put the stock one back on with no bearing or shaft on it, it slid right in. And and there is pressure that goes on there, so we had to line it up, leave pressure on there, and then tighten these 3 bolts. Now that everything's nice and tight against there, I'm gonna tighten these down to the proper torque specs, and then Jared's gonna try to clutch and make sure it's nice and
hydraulic. Smooth.
Nice and hydraulic, nice and smooth.
That was work. Good. Good.
Moment of truth, guys. I'm gonna pull the clutch and see if it's hard as a rock or if it's smooth as butter. It works. Actually feels lighter than before, which makes sense because
My Dado's face looks like he effed it up again.
it's freaking awesome. No. Why'd you give him a whole piece of?
I did not.
Of all the places you could sit, Dozer, you had to be.
And
on
drool. Sit and drool.
Look at him. He's so happy.
Yeah, but
What'd you give him?
Crust.
Dozer, move off the thing.
You almost put on the pizza
There would have been
thing.
pizza on the fairing. But it is Italian bike.
We're putting the OEM O-ring on there. This is a big sucker.
She said, this right here is the unveiling of the all-new DUCATI bike, clear clutch cover. Oh, Jesus. Oh my God.
That is beautiful.
Oh my God. See those clicks? That means it's properly torqued. Right there. Makes you feel so good when it's done right. Let's, should we start it up before we put the fairings back on?
Yes.
And make sure that it works?
If we have any leaks, we can fix it. We don't have to.
Before it drips all over the fairing?
Correct.
Okay. First we're gonna make sure it's in neutral. It is. Let me just pull the clutch. Clutch feels great. Okay, you guys ready?
Go ahead.
I want to see this, hold on.
That was amazing.
Was it good for you guys?
Hell yeah. Now he's got to ride it, and we're going to check for leaks.
Yeah.
And, you know, that way we can fix any issues, which we won't have because I'm that awesome.
Yeah. So let's put the fairings back on, and then we'll get it off the stand and we'll start it up another time. You good? Just for funsies, we're going to start it up one more time since it has the fairings and everything on it. Watch this bad boy. seem any louder to me, you know. Seems about the same.
What?
What? Eh? Alright, so I hope you guys enjoyed episode 3, installing the DUCATI clear clutch cover. It gave us a little bit of a challenge there in the middle, but it is on, and it looks so good. But yeah, if you want to be involved, if you want to support the series for a chance to win this bike, head on over to patreon.com/JaretCampisi. And yeah, someone who supports this series is going to go home with this bad boy, and man, we're just getting started. So hit the like button if you enjoyed the video. Be sure to subscribe and hit that bell so you get notifications every time we post. And we'll see you guys soon for episode 4. Take it easy, guys.